D-0, more like B-O, am I right? Because this droid stinks.
No thank you. No thank you.
Hey, I'm Josh. This is Josh Builds Stuff, and that's not actually how I feel about this droid, but we'll talk about that in a minute. Today, we are building the D-0 droid from the Rise of Skywalker. This set was just released in April 2020 and costs $69.99 and consists of 519 pieces. Before we talk about the set, we have to talk about the price. $70 is way too much money for what this set is. I get it, LEGO Star Wars sets are usually a little higher than the usual 10 cents per piece, but for 500 pieces, $70, for what this set is, it's cool, but it's not worth that much money. Now, I'm not here to give a full review on the Rise of Skywalker, but I will give a few thoughts on the D-0 droid himself. I'll admit, when I first watched the movie, I didn't think he was necessary. I wasn't crazy about him. I wasn't crazy about the movie, but upon watching it a few more times, I've come around. I think the movie's okay. I think the story's okay, and I don't have any hard feelings towards this D-0 droid. Initially, I saw him as more of a marketing ploy, an opportunity for Disney to sell merchandise and toys, and that may be true to some degree, but it is what it is at this point, so D-0 is a part of the Star Wars universe. I've seen a lot of negativity online about this little droid, and I think a lot of it is undeserved. If you think about who he was in the movie, he was basically an abused puppy who was now scared of humans and is taking a little time to learn to trust again. So, to sum up, as a droid, I think he's okay. As a LEGO set, I also think he's okay. Okay is the word I'm choosing to use here because he's nothing special. From a build perspective, it was pretty cool. There's a lot going on with him mechanically. To get the wheel right here, and just the fact that it's a circular piece made out of Lego is always a bit of a challenge. The head itself is definitely a kind of weird, unique shape, and so having to tackle that challenge couldn't have been easy. There's even a little play feature in this set where turning the bottom knob tilts his head up and down, and turning the top knob tilts his head from side to side. That's pretty cool from a mechanical standpoint. The set also comes with this nameplate, the same way the BB-8 set came out for The Force Awakens, and comes with a D-0 minifigure included, which is the least I would expect for that $70 price tag. D-0 stands or sits on top of a sandy, rocky floor that I guess is supposed to mimic the floor of Pasana, the planet where he was found. And he is actually securely attached to that base, which makes sense because you wouldn't be able to stand the figure up if it was just a wheel on bottom. Aside from the minifigure, this is obviously the first D-0 LEGO set that we have gotten, so there's not a whole lot to compare him to. The closest set we can compare is probably the BB-8 set from a couple of years ago, and I conveniently have one of those right here. This is BB-8. Say hi, BB-8. BB-8 was released in 2017 and is made up of about 1,100 pieces. He, however, costs $100, which is a much better deal per brick. As you can see, these two droids look pretty good next to each other. However, their size is a little off. In reality, D-0 is much shorter than BB-8 would be, so for them to match up, BB-8 would either have to be much larger or D-0 would have to be much smaller. I think in terms of scale, D-0 is still pretty undersized, but I don't think LEGO could make him any bigger, or else they would have to charge even more, and even fewer people would buy this set. When compared directly with the BB-8 set, I think the BB-8 set wins out by a long shot. He's got a little bit better of a springy motion to him. You turn one of his 6 circles, and it both rotates his head and tilts it from side to side, doing this little bouncing motion. He's got a secondary motion to him, where if you roll out this wheel, he gives the little flame thumbs up, which is a super cool, great little feature. And on top of all that, he looks really great. He's a fun little scale, a fun size to hold and mess with. And for all of those reasons, he gets a place on my shelves. D-0, I don't think, unfortunately, will earn a place on my shelves. I know, bud, I'm sorry. You just haven't won my heart quite yet. Maybe if I watch The Rise of Skywalker a few dozen more times, my opinion will change. But as a Lego set, I don't think he's as visually appealing. He looks kind of thrown together, and I think overall he just hasn't quite won me over and hasn't quite earned a spot on the shelves. Unfortunately, BB-8 had to run. He said something about having to actually play a meaningful role in the plot of a movie. I'm kidding. Stop being so mean to D-0. He's not that bad, as a droid or as a Lego set. Do I think he'll sell well? No. Do I think he's overpriced? Yes. I think his mechanics are cool. I think the build was fun. It only took about an hour. We were in quarantine. You can't leave your house. You got nothing better to do. Might as well buy him.
No, thank you. No, thank you.
But I'd love to know your opinion on D-0. Do you think this droid was okay in the movie? Do you think this droid as a Lego set is any good? Is this a set you're going to buy, or have you bought it? If so, let me know what you thought about the build. It was pretty cool, I'll admit. And now I'll also admit that I'm kind of enjoying this puppeteering you can do with this set, the same way I kind of enjoy BB-8. However, he's still not getting a place on the shelves. If you enjoyed this video, feel free to give it a like. If you want to see how this little droid was built, you're in luck, because the speed build of this set is starting right now. See you in the next one.